Good afternoon, everybody. What is going on? I am Jeffgrantmedia. In today's unboxing and first impressions video, I've got a box that I have been wanting for over a decade. So roughly about 2009, I really got into bags. I started looking at all different messenger bags, and ultimately I went with a Reload bag because I live in Pennsylvania. Reload is from and made in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So I ended up going with Reload, but I have always wanted a bag from Bagaboo. So I reached out to them recently and they agreed to send me not one, but 2 packs for review. So the contents of this box right here were sent to me by Bagaboo, but all of the opinions in this video are mine and mine alone. I did not share this content with Bagaboo prior to publication. They will see this when you do. Now, I've been waiting for this for a couple of weeks. It did ship from Budapest, Hungary, all the way to Pennsylvania, USA. But today I learned why I've been waiting for such a long time. The whole side of the box is caved in and bashed and taped back together very poorly, might I add. Now, I have not taken a peek inside this box. I can feel that there is definitely a bag in there. Now, there's supposed to be 2 bags inside this box. I don't know if they're in there. I don't know what kind of condition they're in. And I will say, if these are beat up, this is not any fault of Bagaboo. This is definitely shipment. This went from... I forget, I don't see that. I took the labels off. It went from Hungarian Post to the USPS. And these labels are repackaged by the USPS. So I don't know who destroyed it, but it's pretty wrecked. But let's crack it open and see what we got inside. Okay. So maybe we made it. Maybe we made it. Okay, they made it. We have a custom jumbo and one of their special run wanders. So let's... Now this is one of their special runs. You can see there's a special logo right here. And then this is my custom bag that you can see has my custom logo on here. Now I will say I didn't ask them to make me a custom bag. I just asked them if they wanted to work together, and I told them these were the 2 packs that I was most interested in, but I was open to take anything that they wanted me to take a look at. And they actually said, we'll send you one of each. And then they told me to build myself a custom jumbo. So I built a custom jumbo and I put the logo on there, and I said, if it's too much effort, it costs too much, don't worry about putting the branding on there. I just did it because I kind of wanted to see what it would look like. And they put my logo on there. So they put my light bulb, and the light bulb is because I'm from Scranton, Pennsylvania. Scranton, Pennsylvania is the electric city.
They call it Scranton. What? The electric city. Scranton. What? The electric city.
So my logo is a light bulb because of that, and you know, the Jeffgrantmedia branding. So they did offer that up. I didn't try to get anything. I wasn't looking for a custom bag, but they were so cool that they did it. And I'm also seeing there's a Bagaboo bottle opener on my zipper. So the jumbo comes in 2 different sizes. It comes in a small and a large. The small, I believe, is a 19 liter. The large, they don't actually adjust the specs. So I think that's just an oversight on the website. So I'm not 100% sure what the overall capacity of this bag is, but I'd say it is at least in the 30 liter range, because this is pretty big. It's actually a little bit bigger than I thought it was gonna be. So this is a roll top design that is expandable. So you can actually put this almost all the way out. And then if you don't have such a large load, you can shrink it down, roll it, and then you can snug it down even further. So this is actually an expandable roll top that grows with your carry. I like that there's actually this extra piece here. I used to hate these things when they were on roll top bags. I felt like they just didn't feel right, but they actually come in very handy, and they really help to roll the bag down. It helps to get a good crisp roll, and that's very helpful, especially when you want to keep a nice, clean, tight tight roll. Could not get the word tight out. If it's raining, you want to make sure you get a nice tight roll so you're not going to get any ingress into the bag. And these really help, these little like stays. These are just plastic ones. They're all different on different bags, but little plastic stays that help you get a nice tight roll to help get the bag nice tightly rolled. Then we have a pocket up here. Oh, this is deep. Ugh. So this is the entire front of the bag. So this goes from seam to seam all the way to this bottom seam. So that is quite large. And I did have a ruler around here, but I think Miss Hazel Fantastic took it and played with it, and I do not see the ruler anywhere around the basement. So I cannot get overall dimensions, but I will make sure I have my ruler, or at least a ruler on hand, to get more dimensions when I'm doing the full real user review. So we have a additional pocket up here, and that is essentially the width of the bag and the depth from the top of the pocket to the bottom of the bag, and the top of the pocket is here, so it goes all the way down there. And I believe this goes all the way through. It's almost hard to see because this bag is so big. This goes all the way through for larger, bulkier items. You can strap them on here. And if you're unfamiliar with Bagaboo, they are a cycle messenger company. They make messenger bags. They make all sorts of tons of different actual gear for actual working bike messengers and delivery people. So all of the materials on these are top-notch. I believe it's all 1000D Cordura, all YKK zippers, and this is all solid quality stuff. And I've been, again, looking at Bagaboo for years. And you can see, okay, these two zippers have a storm flap. I just noticed this now. There's a storm cover over these two, and they're just regular zippers. Now, the exposed zipper is actually an aqua guard. So this is going to have an aqua guard because it is not covered by a storm flap. And this has a couple of Bagaboo stickers in the pocket, so we'll put them back in there because I don't want to lose them. They're kind of cool. And that is the dimensions of this. So that is the inside the space of this pass-through to carry larger, bulkier, wider items. I'm going to zip them back in. And again, we do have an aqua guard zipper there. So the only exposed zipper is an aqua guard, which is great. And now we have 3 rows of moly and a reflective tape. And then along the sides, we have compression straps on both sides, and then we also have some lashing straps on the bottom here. And now let's just back it all off, and let's see that. Ooh, that is a big bag. I do feel the bottom of it. There it is. Oh, I can't even. That is a big bag. I think I could have gone with the small in this bag, and it is deep, and it does have the truck liner all the way throughout, and it is floating as well. Then inside, which is really hard to see, I cannot get it with the overhead camera, and it's out of focus here, there are 2 liner pockets along the front of the bag. So this is the front side of the bag. There are 2 liner pockets that are made with like a mesh material, and they are about hand width. I can put my hand in and spread it a little bit, maybe about like that, not completely, but there's 2 of them. They are, I'd say they're probably about 6 to 8 inches deep, and they're a little bit wider than my hand. And that is the only organization on the inside of the bag. And the bag is also so large that it's giving me an echo inside it. So I'm gonna have to reach out to them and get these specs on this, because this is huge. I did not expect this bag to be this big. So the way it looks like you're gonna want to roll this is, you got a lot of slack here. You want to tuck that in and utilize those 2 stays to get a nice tight roll, because then you can get that all the way down, cinch it in. Did I get it? There we go. You can cinch that down, and now I'm not going to get any ingress of water into the bag if I'm on my bike, or if I'm on my scooter, or if I'm driving in the car and walking to the office. Now, ooh, that's kind of cool too. I did not notice that. So one thing I just noticed is we actually have these 2 Velcro. This is the loop side of the Velcro on the strap. I'm not 100% sure what these would be for. Maybe this is something messenger oriented, to put accessories like a radio or a phone or something pouch on there to have it quick tear on or off, and make it a lot more easier and accessible than having something that's physically strapped and attached to the bag. Now, I do believe that the sternum strap only comes on the size large. It does not come in the size small version of the bag, and the hip belt is removable. So that is something that I always like in a bag, because I personally I don't really like hip belts, so I like when they're removable when they're on a bag, so I can take them off and don't have to deal with them, because I don't like when they're dangling around, they get in the way. But when they're removable, it's something that I highly enjoy out of a pack. Now the back panel looks kind of nice. It does have some decent padding, but it's got some flex to it. We have some channeling here to allow for some ventilation. Now it doesn't feel super thick, but because this is a bag that's meant to be worn on a bike, it's gonna have to have some flex to it. You don't want to have a rigid back panel on this because you're gonna be doing the 5 Ds of dodgeball.
Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
So it does feel like there's a fair amount of padding to offer you comfort while not having a rigid back panel, so you do get a lot of flex that you're going to need. And then also the straps, they do feel fairly thick, but they do have some pliability to them there, so you're not going to have some very stiff rigid straps that feel like they're going to conform to the body really well, which again will help really well if you're on the bike. So I believe that the overall structure and design of the back panel and straps are going to give you some good comfortability, but also give you a lot of flexibility. Now let's check out the Wander. And off the bat, we can see that this is a much smaller pack, and it is also a roll top. This one is a G-hook closure, so we don't have the Velcro to deal with, but it also has stays, but these are inside the pack. I can feel them, but you can't see them like you can on the Jumbo. Now this, right off the bat, also I could tell the liner on this is a nylon as opposed to the truck liner, because this is more of a consumer out and about bag, where the Jumbo is going to be your larger bag for either working messengers or people that are taking the bike, going to be out in the elements a little bit more, where the Wander is something that can be a little more versatile. You could actually probably take this hiking. You can take this would fit in a little bit better in the office setting as opposed to the Jumbo, which is a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't expect that bag to be that big. So going over the features again, we have a nylon liner as opposed to the truck bed liner in the Jumbo, but we do have the same stays. They're just inside as opposed to outside. We have a very similar top pocket here, covered by the storm flap, so we don't have any AquaGuard zippers. This is not as deep. This does have a divider on the inside, but it is the width of the bag, and it is to the seam here. And inside, it's gonna be hard to see. I'm just gonna have to describe this to you because I can't visually show this, and I can't get a good shot of it. So across the back of the pocket, there is a large mesh divider that is, it starts about here and it comes to the bottom. So it starts maybe an inch below the zipper and it comes to the bottom, and it is just one large pocket that goes across. And then sewn to the front of the bag on this side, there's a piece of webbing here that has 2 slots that are going to be for pens or whatnot, but I like that it's actually sewn in the front of the bag as opposed to being on the back of the bag and having the whole back being the admin. So you have a larger panel across the back, and then you have your pen slots on the front, so that's kind of cool. And again, that's covered, so I don't have to worry about the water coming in because there's a storm flap here. Now, on the bottom, we have these 2 smaller pockets. You can see, oh, there's something in there. Oh, there is another. There's 2 more Bagaboo stickers, and there's actually another bottle opener in there because there is a D-ring or a clip, a key clip in there. So there's a key clip in there and another Bagaboo branded bottle opener, a green one to go with the green bag. And that pocket is, there's no organization in there. It is just a pocket that is, there's a seam that goes right down the middle, and that's the size of both of these pockets here. They are just the width of this square that you can see. And the other pocket, I'm saying, is the same. Yes, this other pocket is the same thing, except there is no key clip in here. So this is just the pocket, no key clip, same dimensions as the other pocket. And then if you see here, we got one plain side and one pocket. Ugh. But this is not a water bottle pocket. This is for your D-lock. There's Velcro that runs across the top, so you can put your D-lock in there, and then you would just press in the middle, and that would Velcro the D-ring in to keep your D-ring locked in there from falling out while you're riding. So no, it is not one of my favorite features on a bag. It is a D-ring holder, not a water bottle holder. We also have a few levels of roll here. So we have the G-hook is on the back side of the bag. So when you're rolling it, there are different levels that you can actually clip the G-hook to. Ooh, that's a good strap too. It's actually kind of thin, but it's not thin, it's soft. It's soft, but it's locking in really nice. And it's a nice fat G-hook. So you can hook the bag closed at a couple of different points. So if you're carrying a larger load, you can even get it all the way up to the top. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points to roll the bag to, so you can get it cinched all the way down. Put your G-hook in there. This will probably, there we go. Cinch that down, and then I can carry either a little bit or a lot inside this pack. I like this overall design. I really like this colorway, and I'm also pretty keen on this logo here. Now moving to the back of the bag, we do have an arrow-shaped pattern for the channeling. It's all the same 1000D Cordura, so there's not a separate back panel like there was on the Jumbo, but we do have some okay air channeling here. The center feels like it's definitely recessed a little bit more than some of these outer pieces. The straps have an air mesh on the underside. They feel like they have a little less padding than the Jumbo, but this isn't a hauler like the Jumbo is. This is a much smaller bag, but they do feel like they have a fair amount of padding. It's not super thin. It feels like it's a good happy medium. Like, I feel like if I'm gonna be wearing this pack, if I was going to be wearing this as an EDC, or even if I was going to do a little day hike in this bag, I think that's going to be plenty. It's not super thin, and honestly, I've done hikes with like packable bags that have almost no shoulder padding, and if it has a good design shoulder strap, if it's wide enough, you're going to be fairly comfortable. And this is, it's not super wide, but that's a good width. I don't like it when it's like, 4-inch wide straps. I've used like super wide guitar straps, and actually after a while it kind of like cuts in your collarbone. So I like, this is a pretty good, that's maybe like a 2.5-3-inch shoulder strap. That feels like it's a pretty good size. I feel like that's going to distribute the weight across my shoulders and my chest fairly well, and not be cumbersome to wear. And it is flexible, so I'm going to have a lot of flex to it. And again, it's a non-rigid back panel, so the bag will flex and move to your body. Also on the back here, we have an AquaGuard zipper that I believe takes us to our laptop sleeve. So that unzips down. That will take us right inside the bag, which, oh, this is not actually the internal of the bag. This takes us to a dedicated laptop sleeve that has, it feels like a nylon backing that's against the back pad. And then this is a kind of like this weird stretchy foam material. I kind of dig it. I've never actually felt anything like this before. I like that. And this is a dedicated laptop sleeve. This is not the inside of the bag. I'm not sharing space with the internal of the bag right now. So, and it's pretty big. It's essentially the whole back panel. So I don't know what size laptop you can fit in here, but I'm definitely going to say that this is going to swallow my 15-inch MacBook Pro. This might even fit some of the newer 17-inch computers. But I don't have one, so I cannot definitively tell you, even after I test the bag, if this will fit a 17-inch laptop, because I don't have one, nor do I have access to one to test it out. But we're gonna go ahead and check the inside of the bag now. Ooh, okay, so there is some more organization here, and there's actually a water bottle pocket on the inside, which I didn't know about. There's a mesh pocket here that runs from about here. So it's pretty big. It's gonna fit a good sized water bottle. That's gonna be probably a good 12 inches. And then across the front there is a Velcro shut mesh pocket across the front. There's no real admin organization to it. It is just a mesh pocket, and it is going the width of the front of the bag from about, it's a little bit larger than this pocket here. It's coming from about the top of this pocket to maybe a little below. So it's the width and a little bit larger than this front pocket here. And it does have a Velcro strip across the entirety of the top to close it. So whatever's inside, you can secure in there so it's not going to spill out in the bag. And then again, along the left side, there is a big mesh water bottle pocket. And that is it. The liner in this is also floating, and there is no internal access to the laptop from inside the bag. So the only way to get to the laptop is through this zipper along the back of the bag. There is no internal access to the bag. So overall, first impressions of the Bagaboo Jumbo and the Bagaboo Wander, these bags are awesome. These are definitely worth the carry the 13-year wait I had to get one, to get two now. Again, I did originally want a messenger bag because that was at the time I was heavy into messenger bags, and honestly, I still love messenger bags. I absolutely love messenger bags. I just can't wear them because my shoulder's messed up. I need to have a dual strap bag, or else I just, after like about a week and a half, my shoulder just goes numb, and I can't wear messenger bags anymore. I just can't sling them over my left shoulder, and I just feel wrong and not right. slinging them over my right shoulder. It's just not comfortable. So I just I moved into backpacks. And don't get me wrong, I love backpacks, but my first love and true love was messenger bags. And Bagaboo was one of the very first bags that I almost spent some big money on, but I ended up going with a reload. But overall first impressions, both these bags are awesome. These are definitely overbuilt bags. If I were to have one of these bags and one alone, they would definitely last me, I feel like, the rest of my life. Which, I mean, I'm in my 40s, so that could be, you know, any day now. Come on, I'm over the hill. But yeah, these bags are definitely, these are overbuilt. These bags are awesome. They're very well thought out designs. The features, even on the Jumbo, where your two larger pockets have the storm flaps and your one exposed pocket is a AquaGuard zipper. Wow, could not think of the word AquaGuard. Even my one exposed pocket, it has an AquaGuard zipper. So they even thought about, you know, if you have that one exposed pocket instead of just doing a regular zipper, and it's not connected to the inside of the bag either. It is this extra flap here. It's this oversized low tie down spot. So it's not like it's going to wet out the inside of your bag if this didn't have an AquaGuard zipper and water got in, but it's still, you know, water could get in if that was a regular zipper. Water would get in if you're out in the rain consistently, but that one zipper, just like that, I just love little touches like that. It's great. I am, again, going to inquire exactly what the Velcro are for. I'm guessing they're accessories to strap a walkie or a phone, something to it where you can peel it off very easily, but I'm not sure. I've never seen that before. Usually it's just some sort of strap system, so it's a pocket. You strap whatever pocket you want or need on there, and you pull the phone or walkie in or out. So I'm not 100% sure what that is, but I am going to inquire to find out, so when I do the full real user review, I can have a better idea of what I'm talking about. Because I don't know everything about anything. No one does. But both of these bags are stellar. Super, super stoked. And I got my logo on a bag. That's awesome. So most likely gonna end up going with the Wander first because it's a little smaller, a little more manageable. But I think we're talking about taking maybe a long weekend coming up here. So the Jumbo, at least for me, is definitely gonna be, I'm gonna try this as a travel bag. I'm gonna EDC this, even though it's larger than I thought. That's my fault, not Bagaboo's. I did not expect this bag to be this big, but it's big. So I'm definitely going to end up using this as a travel pack, but I'm definitely gonna EDC it because it's got compression straps on it. I can cinch it down. I can make it a little bit smaller. It's gonna be tall, but that's okay. We're gonna work with what we got. And again, totally my fault, not Bagaboo's. I did not realize this bag was so big. I would have gotten the small had I known it was this big. But super, super stoked. So Bagaboo, thanks for sending me not one, but two bags and offering me some customization, giving one with my brand on it, my logo on it, some branding. That is just awesome. So super stoked to test these bags out. They will be into rotation very, very soon. I'm wrapping up another pack that I'm working on, and then I'm gonna get right into these two. So if you like this video or any other videos, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Smash that big red button and ring that bell right next to your notifications next time I post a brand new video. I cannot talk at all tonight. Good night.